Hello students, welcome back. So now we'll be talking about subqueries. The tables I'll be using would be customers, orders, and shipping. And this is my entity relationship between these three tables. I showed you in the previous session how I created these tables. So first I did was drop these tables. Then I created a customer table. Then I created orders table. Then I created shippings table. Then I entered some data into that. Okay, I entered some data into a customers table. Then I then I entered some data into orders table. Then I entered some data into the shipping table. So I populated these three tables. Now let's uh, focus on this intermediate query or a subquery. So an intermediate query is basically a query that is present inside another query. And what it does, it helps you break down your complex logic into like smaller steps. So it makes your SQL code a little bit more modular and also easier to understand. So let's understand these three statements through an example. Suppose somebody asks you that, hey, get me all the customers who have placed orders over more than $100. So first you want to find out all the customers. Now, by the way, if you look at this question, over here, you'll be going through two tables. You'll be going through customer tables and also through orders table. So in the customer table, that will give you the customer name and city, and in the orders table, that will give you the amount. So from the amount, you can calculate which one of them actually have ordered more than 100. So once you find that, then you can just come over here. Actually, once you find the amount, then you find your customer ID. Once you find your customer ID, you can find your customer name by going through this table. So this would be one step. So what we can do is what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a small query, and that query I'm going to retrieve all the records from my order table whose order amount is more than 100. So let's do that. So let's control C, write this and come over here, and let me just run this over here. So this is my inner query. So in this case, it's going to select all the customers whose order amount is more than 100. So these are my customer ID 12365. So these people, like these customer ID 12356, these people, their order amount was more than 100. Okay, now what I can do is I know my customers are 123565, right? So I can actually use a simple clause, something like this. Let me just show you. Now I can do something like this, select everything. Okay, come back over here, Control C, copy. Now I can just write a little clause. I can say where customer ID in 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 6 comma 5, right? 12365, because you have 12365 right here. So this will give me everybody, okay, all the customers from this table. Is going to give me all the information from this table where customer ID is 12365, and these customer ID, their order amount was more than 100. So if I run these are my people right here: Wagner, Shankar, Mozart, Vogel, Fisher. Well, that would be one solution. Problem with this is that I'm actually manually going over there doing this thing. Well, one thing I can do, I can actually use this query directly. So I can just copy this query, okay, and I can just remove this 12365, and I can put that query in there, and there you go. And exactly this is what I was doing before. I actually put this query in there and remove this semicolon, don't need this. And now let's run this, and this is going to give you essentially the same answer. So this right here is my inside query. This one is responsible for giving you those numbers 12365. Okay, so this is my outer query right here, and this is my inner query. So this is called a sub. So suppose now somebody says, hey, find me customers who never ordered. Well, in this case, you're going to select everything from customers, okay, where customer ID. In this case, I'm going to use not in. So in this case, everything is same as the top one right here, but instead of using in, I'm using not in right here. Okay, and what I'm doing now, I'm actually saying select distant customer ID from orders. So let's do this thing first. Okay, let's just understand what's happening over here. So Control A, Control C, come over here. All right. So this is a subquery with not in. So customers who never placed an order. Well, how do you know customers who never placed an order? Well, first of all, you find all the customers who placed the order. This one actually is select distant customer ID from orders. So from this orders table right here, it's going to select all the customer ID that's there. So it's going to select one, two, three, five, six, right? You have one, two, three, five, six that actually ordered something. Now, I want the other way around. I want not in. So basically, you are going through the customers table. That would be through this table. You're going to find everybody inside this table whose customer ID is not in these numbers right here. So that's what this is doing. So this is my inner subquery and this is my outer subquery. When you run this, it gives you the answer Beethoven. Beethoven is the person who is not in there. If I put this thing, if I remove the word this not, and if I use in, that's gonna be do the opposite of this thing. Okay, so if I put go back, make it non again, and there you go. Okay, let's do the next one. Subquery with comparisons. So let's say you have to find orders that are above the average amount, right? So the key idea is this, that you have to find the orders that are above the average amount. Well, first you find your all your average amount. So what is your average amount? So let's do that. So that will be my inner subquery. So select average amount from orders. So let's do that. So come over here, paste it. Let's run this. And there you go. So the average of the amount in the column orders, sorry, in the table orders, that will be this right here. So the average of all this thing is 193.75. Okay, I can just come over here and I can just say copy, paste it right here. So where amount, okay, this right here, okay, this right here should be 193.75. So select everything from the orders table where amount is more than 193.75. This is my average amount, and this will give you me the answer. And as you can see, these are my desired result right here. Now, what exactly this 193.75 is? It is basically output from this right here. So I can actually replace that directly with that right here. So I can just remove this, put this guy over there, and that's gonna give me the same answer. And when I run this, you can see that it gives me, oh, well, need to remove this semicolon. Now, when I run this, you can see that it gives me the same result. So these are the people. Okay, these are my order ID, customer ID, amount, and everything, where the amount is more than the average amount. Okay, so this right here, it gives me the average amount, and this is my outer query right here is checking which one of these amount is more than the average amount. Let's do another one. Let's say you have to find customers who spent more than the average order amount. Okay, so in this particular instance, you want to know the name of the customers. Over here, I was selecting everything from the customers. Sorry, I was selecting everything from the orders table. Now I'm selecting everything. Sorry, I'm selecting the customer's name from customer table right here. So I'm joining my two tables. In this case, I'm joining customers with orders. So coming back to this right here, I'm joining customers with orders. In the previous instance, I just used only one table. Now I'm using two tables. So come over here, paste it, run this, and these are the customers who actually have whose order was more than the average amount. Wagner, Shankar, Fisher, Vogel. Okay, let's do the next one. Correlated query. So these, let's say you have to find orders that are customers' largest orders. Okay, each customers there is their largest orders. You want to determine that. So first you have your inner subquery. Okay, this is going to calculate the maximum amount for every single customer, and then you have outer query. This is going to return the rows whose amount is maximum amount. So this is my inner query right here. This one is responsible for computing the maximum amount for each one of them. And then once I calculate the maximum amount, then I just use a simple filter criteria right here. I'm saying select everything from the orders where amount equal to, and then this is my return values right here. Okay, so let's run this. Now, one thing you notice over here, I'm using this customer ID right here. Okay, so this customer ID is from this orders right here. Just sorry, this customer ID is from here. Just be aware of these little things. Okay, let me just copy this, paste it, run this, and there you go. So these are the people. Okay, these are your customers. Okay, who's these are the orders that are customers largest orders. So let's look at this one right here. So customer ID 1 right here, his largest order is 250. Who is customer ID 1? Customer ID 1 is Wagner. So Wagner has ordered two items, okay, 250 and 125. His largest order is this one, 250. There is a phone. Okay, so this is his phone. That's his largest order for Wagner. Okay, let's look at this one. Customer ID, this one, 2. What's his largest order? Is 300. So let's look at 2. There is 2 right here. He ordered a 300 right here, and another 2 is 100. So his largest is 300 right here. Okay, so he's giving you the right result. Let's do the next one. This one is a little bit difficult. Let's say your task is find find the latest order. Okay, here's the keyword, the latest order amount for each customer. So in this case, what I have to do, first I have to find the latest order date. Okay, that's what I'm doing. This is my inner subquery. So once I find my latest order date, then I just go through my both the tables, customers and orders table, and I just filter out those records where my orders dot order date is equal to the latest one. That's what I'm doing over here. So a little bit tricky, and just make sure just understand this thing again. To reiterate, this one is the latest order for each customer. That's what it's going to return. Let's run this. And there you go. So Wagner, his latest order is on this date. If you look at Wagner, let's go back to Wagner. His Wagner actually has two. Our customer ID is 1. So you have this and you have this. So he ordered one item on this date, another one on this date. And you can see that this item on 2024 0215, this is his latest item. So it gives you the latest one right here for Wagner. Okay,